So let's say that you are a very caring person and you love others and you're very reflective on yourself. But let's say that you're still causing other people, not yourself, but other people to continue making their mistakes. You need to have wisdom of which way to guide them. Or let's say that you are a really great person, but you're not prospering for some reason. You're not moving up to the next stage. You're not getting the promotion that you need really to be able to do more happiness planting. Why is that? Progress may be lacking. So in order to be able to self-reflect from this to this, you'll need to learn the teachings of wisdom and progress. But if you're more of a person who has too big of a head and is very lacking in emotion or sensitivity, you have to study the teachings of love and self-reflection. So depending on what kind of a person you are, how you've formed your soul in your past history, it'll depend. But unless you study the truth to balance out your soul, you will not be able to practice self-reflection in the truest sense. So then, that's why you have to study the truth. And after you study the truth, obviously self-reflection or contemplation. You have to contemplate how to apply this to yourself. Or it's more like you have to look into your past to truly see what kind of person you really are from an objective view. This is really hard for people to do if you're not used to doing self-reflection. But I got a hint this time in Japan where I felt I was really for the first time able to do self-reflection. What that was is I imagined myself being watched by other people of all the thoughts I had, the words I've said, and the deeds I've done. Which is actually a reality that we're going to face after we die. That's something that no one can escape from. But Master said that's when we can truly reflect on ourselves. You see, what I learned this time is the reason why I couldn't reflect on myself is because I was still thinking materialistically that no one can see what I'm thinking. Or I can hide my way through. But you can't. Everything that you've had will be shown, so accept it. Don't run away from the negativity that you've done in the past. Courageously face it. Courageously remind yourself of all the past deeds, the negative things that you have done, and reflect on it. Unless you have this courage to see your nasty self, you can't self-reflect. And then meditation. Once you feel that your negative past sins have kind of been heated up and melted away, you meditate. Meditation is where you make your heart empty and you receive God's light, Alcantara's light. And then once you feel Alcantara's light, once you feel charged, that's when you do prayers. Prayers is for someone else, not for yourself. So doing this every day, it's this common process, this simple process. This will actually help you gain Dharma power, which will help you be able to control your ikiryo and help you disperse negative energy from other people, negative spirits from other people. So that's the spiritual side of repelling or exorcising the devil. The key phrase of this book is become a real exorcist, then prosper. This becoming a real exorcist part was gaining Dharma power. But lastly, I'd like to talk about how then do we prosper from here? It is hidden in one phrase that Master has been teaching us for a very long time. Self-help. Self-help. So what is crucial here is us disciples to truly understand that self-help is the way to go in our daily lives. I always have this in my mindset. Self-help is the way to go. Self-help is the way to go. How do we find us not being self-help? Just know what's the opposite of self-help. Excuses. Or blaming. excuses and blaming. These are actually, if you really self-reflect on your mindset, you'll find yourself always doing this. Not a single person, I don't think, is always thinking in self-help. It's not that easy. Excuses, or in other terms, I would say self-justification. You come up with reasons of why you said that. You come up with reasons why you're right. You come up with reasons why they're wrong. You come up with reasons why the country is wrong, why the government is wrong, why this planet is wrong, how your parents are wrong. Or you come up with excuses of why you couldn't change. And you latch onto it. And what's so scary about excuses and blames is that it turns into your pride. That's how you cover yourself, by making excuses and blaming others so that you won't get hurt. So that you don't have to look at the reality of who you really are or where you're actually at. And the more you do this, here's the scary part. The reason why I say this as like, it's kind of like a painted skin or a mask is because you yourself start believing that mask is you. But your true self is actually deeper inside. You have to take away all those excuses that you've been saying, all of those blameful thoughts that you've had, and then you see yourself. And until you can grasp who you truly are, you can't start practicing self-help in the truest sense. These masks will block you from doing it. That is why self-help is the way to go. Self-help is the way to go. Always being responsible for whatever that occurs in your life. If your company goes bankrupt because of COVID, if you blame COVID, that's not self-help. Although this may sound hard. If you blame your academic level you're at right now because of your financial situations that your parents had, you're not practicing self-help. Accepting who you are is solely because of yourself, is solely because of your past endeavors, solely because of your past decisions that you made. This complete form of self-responsibility is the state of self-help. And the reason why I say this is because, yes, this is the path to prosperity, but this is the secret to be able to see that this world is truly beautiful. In the preface of this book, Master is saying, once this laws of secret becomes your common sense, this world will look bright. Meaning, in God's eyes, in Alcantara's eyes, in Master's eyes right now, even though we are going through so much suffering, this world still looks beautiful. How do we process this? You got to get to a point where you are fully responsible for your own life. And then you are cut off from the shackles of your past that you feel is hurting you. No one is hurting but yourself. When you awaken to this, why does this make you happier? Because you know that you're actually in control of your future. You know that you are the creator of the next era, of the next stage, of your next stage in life. And unless we disciples can grasp this as our enlightenment, we cannot spread this to others. When we're doing missionary work, if we do not have the spirit of self-help, what happens is we don't get the courage to say what needs to be said to that person, and we gloss it over with words, trying to make it sound good and try to make it sound beneficial. If you are truly a self-made person, you'd be able to say the correct words that's necessary in the correct timing for the right person. Hence, it elevates our form of love. So this is the last part that I wanted to say. Dharma power by daily spiritual discipline, and prosperity by always going with self-help. inside our minds. Listen to yourself. Listen to what you say. Every time you react. If you're reacting negatively, there's always something that goes against self-help. So let us be very strict with ourselves and compassionate to others so that we can spread this book, The Laws of Secret, to all the people in the world so that we can create the next era together.